Hey, it's Beverly with the Intuitive Interior. I am doing my very first live, mostly because I want to help everybody who's now stuck at home and has had the week to kind of, go through all the immediate fixes and little details to be able to have something that they can be purposeful about in their space. So that's why for the next 9 days, I will be talking to you about the different sectors of the Bagua map and what relevance it has to your world. So today we're going to start with north. In most of the Chinese maps, the north direction is actually on the bottom. And then, but in over here in our hemisphere and in America, we have north typically on top. But that's one of the reasons why things get a little bit confusing for folks when it was for me when I was first getting started in it. So here just as an example, and I'm going to be uploading these in the file section on my page here, but this is just an example of the Bagua map that I use for all of my clients, depending upon, where we are in the, what direction their house faces, the orientation of this will differ. There are some schools of feng shui where it doesn't matter what direction it is. I actually practiced that Western form of feng shui for, almost 15 years until I started realizing that I needed to fine tune it more. I needed to bring in the earth elements to make sure that I was giving my clients the absolute best, most precise readings and suggestions as possible. So back to this, we're focusing just on this little square. Okay, so that's the north sector. Anybody who has a cell phone has a compass feature on there. You can find it, and while it's not precise, it can be off sometimes up to 15 degrees, which can really, if you're really looking at detail stuff, that can really make or break a reading. But go ahead and take a look at your compass at the phone and take a reading kind of to see where you're at, and you can kind of get an idea where the general north area is. So with this, then you can take, that this is this part of your space that lines up with the career and life path sector. You might be thinking, what career? I just got laid off. I was in food service, or I worked in, restaurants, or I was, an Uber driver, and nobody's, riding Uber anymore. Okay, that just means you've got an enforced pause to take some time to go inwards. The reason why this is such an important prime spot in the Bagua map is because you really got to know who you are. You've got to know what are your core values. What is it that you like to do? What is it that you're good at? And allow all of that information and knowledge to inform what type of career you want. It may be that you love mentoring. Does that mean you have to be a teacher? No, not necessarily. Maybe that means that you're a counselor. Possibly. Or it could actually mean that you are going to be a sales trainer or some other kind of manager where you're still working with and educating the public, or whatever. There's all kinds of different things, but that's where career counselors really can help you a lot. So how does feng shui enhance this? Well, this is one of the sectors, the only sector that corresponds with the water element. The water element is all about introspection. It's about looking within. This is one of the things that is a big challenge, is when you're feeling a little ungrounded. It's difficult to get that grounded introspection, inward looking feeling. Some of the words, I've got this other little 5-element sheet that, again, I'll upload. Some of the words that go along with this intro, inner looking thing is being thoughtful, honest, pensive, a dreamer, resilient, unattached, patient, frugal, self-sufficient, cynical, melancholic, philosophic, stoic, imaginative, and, as I already said, introspective. So that kind of gives you a feeling of the general personality type of a water, or of a person who has more water elements in there. The colors that go along with this sector are like really, really dark blue, black, super, super dark purple. Of course, purple is called feng shui beige, and so that goes, with everything. But like navy blue is like that, that really, really deep midnight blue. Some of the other things that you can do also to enhance this sector is to bring in flowing water, images of flowing water. Be careful with those, because some of those, it looks like it's a waterfall, and some waterfalls are really pretty, but if you're already having a lot of career instability, you want to have some of that moving in, but you don't necessarily want to be flooded away. You know what I mean? Okay, so we got to find that little middle ground. A lot of people will think, oh, we'll just get a water fountain in here. Yes, you certainly can. The size of the water fountain does matter. If you get one of those little, if you just have a small desk and you can only get like a small water fountain, then okay, fine, do that. If you can go bigger, then do it. Personally, I do not have a water fountain in the north part of my house, because that's our bedroom. You don't want flowing water in your bedroom. That's too much activation. You want to have your bedroom be very calm, very nurturing. But you can certainly bring in, make it dark, make it so that it's comfortable and snuggly. Anyway, getting off track. So I'm just making sure I got my notes here. So the other thing that you can do for the north is wavy lines. Think about how, there's this like smooth little curves. You can have that, and that also acts as a water element. Anything flowy, anything that kind of just feels like, when you see seaweed floating in the ocean, water element. Let's see what else. So, speaking of the sea, seashells, sea salt, any other of those kind of images that you can bring in will help to enhance the water energy of the sector in your north. The other thing that enhances water because of the producing cycle, which I didn't print that out to show you, but I'll have it for the video tomorrow. But what adds more water is metal. Metal produces water. That's one of the reasons, where did I put that? Oh, right here. One of the reasons why I like to use these faceted crystals. These, again, kind of go along with that whole, like I said, the feng shui beige. These are fabulous because you've got the round shape that goes along with the metal element. The round also works with the water. And then you also have, the refracted colors in here. So you can get whatever energy, whatever color grouping you need at the time. Mirrors are really lovely to bring into the north sector. Again, they are reflecting whatever they're reflecting. You want to make sure that it's not amplifying, clutter. Me personally, I am a horizontal filer. That means I like to see everything laid out, so that I can just see, okay, well, I need to do this, and I can do that, and it's kind of like, some people get excited about checking things off a to-do list. I get excited when my piles go down. The challenge with clutter, and I'm just going to probably repeat this all throughout the next 8 days now, is clutter. Piles are really not the problem. It's the stagnation of the piles. The stagnation is what keeps the energy stuck and keeps things from flowing. So take a look at what's going on in your north sector. See if that still means, is telling you the right stories of what it is that you want to say about your life, about, what career path you've been on. And if it's not, well, guess what? Right now you've got some time. You can go and take advantage of some of those classes and, do some personal development work. Maybe book a session with me and we can talk about it. Or just go online, and there's a lot of free resources right now, because I know that this is not a time for a lot of people to be making huge investments, in some of these big $5,000 courses out there. There's a lot of free stuff out there. But if you need any clarification, I'm here. The other thing I was going to talk about is, so one of the big things about feng shui is, it goes wind and water. So it's the tangible and the intangible. I talked a lot about the tangible things, the mirrors, the colors, the shapes, the wavy shapes. But we didn't really talk too much about the intangible. Intangible is sound, smell, just that feel that you've got. Something that you can probably still get your hands on. So it's intangible. Sound of the ocean waves. Again, that's pretty easy. But the other intangible thing that for the scent, Palo Santo. So I have this book here. I just want to show you what I'm bringing it from. It's this, so you can see it all. It's this Releasing Emotions, Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. I don't have Palo Santo essential oil, but I have Palo Santo wood. According to this book, the emotion that this helps to dislodge and is feeling derailed or in limbo. I don't know of a better thing to be burning right now than that feeling of being derailed or in limbo, because we really are. We have no idea what is going to really be the overall implications of all of this. There are going to be some good stuff that comes out and some not so good stuff. But this takes you and moves you from feeling derailed and in limbo to a place of trust. In fact, the where is it again? The mantra for that is, I am divinely guided. So if you have any Palo Santo, either essential oil or any little bit of this wood, just go ahead, smudge yourself a little bit, and just keep repeating, I am divinely guided. And it might actually help too if you just kind of like tap on the back of your head where your Atlas and your C1 meet. That's where people hold a lot of old beliefs, things from childhood, some past life stuff perhaps. I have found that, I love all the other tapping, but sometimes you just like, you get confused and it's like, I don't know where to go. This starts to dislodge that. This starts to take it out of your system, so you can begin to feel that guidance. You can feel that the positive emotion that this is bringing in. So that is my little tip of the iceberg for the North Sector. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, does anybody see Kendra and Dee Dee are here? Nice to have you. If there's any questions you have, I would be happy to answer them. I know one question that will come up is this about making money? Is this about, getting a promotion? It can be, absolutely, because if you're in a position where you are looking for getting a raise or getting a promotion, this is kind of has a little bit to do with that, in that you need to analyze, why do you want the promotion? Okay, is it for more money? Okay, great. what is the money representing? What's behind the money? Is it, is it just money for money's sake? Is it, power for power's sake? Is it to be able to get a better standard of living so that you can afford to send your kids to maybe a different school or save for their college fund? That's what it helps you to dial in. What is it that what is the actual goal of getting whatever it is that you're wanting to get? Is it moving to a new house? Is it, getting a different life partner, or different business partner? Those are the things that this can help with, because you have to know exactly what it is in you that is pulling you towards making this change. Because without having that firm knowledge of who you are and why you're doing things, sometimes you forget that, oh, well, you know what, maybe I don't want to try to go and be, a prima ballerina. Maybe that's what everybody wants me to be, but it's not really what I want to do. So that helps you when you get really inside and get to know yourself. You know what is your own personal and intrinsic motivation. All right, that was the one thing that popped into my head that most often comes up. All right, if you've come up with anything else, go ahead and text it below, and I will do my best to answer those questions. All right, have a wonderful rest of your Monday.